Hey guys, today we're going to be trying Victoria Beckham's the foundation drops. I ordered these from Nordstrom and I ordered 4 light. I really hope the shade works. I was debating between 3 and 4 and I was like, let me just go for 4. So let me get this out of the box. So here is the packaging. It's got the Victoria Beckham blue up top. It says shake well before use. It is luminous light coverage with TFC 8, which I believe is that proprietary blend from Augustina Spatters. So it's got skincare in there. And let's see, shake well before use. Dispense a few drops onto fingertips or directly onto face. Use the Victoria Beckham flat complexion brush to blend out, build coverage as needed. So apparently it is buildable, and I don't have the Victoria Beckham complexion brush. I got her blender brush. I don't even know where it is at this point. I got her blender brush. It was okay. It was all right. I don't think it was anything special. So yeah, I was not inclined to purchase this flat complexion brush. But I think what I will do is use my fingertips. I am usually a brush kind of gal. I'm gonna go with their recommendation. All right, so you screw off and then it's got like a little dropper tip there. All right, I'm starting with very little and I just have like my basic skincare down. I don't have any primer or anything because I really wanted to see what this looked like and felt like just on basically like my bare skin. I need a lot more than that. There we go. Very thin texture, what you would guess. And I'm really just massaging it in like I'm applying skincare. Okay. You know, the coverage is actually a little bit more than I thought. It is, I would say like a light medium. I thought it was gonna be like really sheer, but no, you can definitely see some coverage there. I'm trying to get it around the redness of my nose here. And it's doing a pretty good job. Pretty good job. Yeah, I would definitely say like a solid light medium coverage, which I'm a fan of. I like that. And you know what else I like about this texture? It feels nice and moisturizing. It feels really like smooth, but it doesn't feel greasy at all. I feel like a lot of serum foundations or foundations that have that kind of thinner texture sometimes can feel a little bit, I don't know, either too watery or too oily, just like a little bit too liquidy. But this actually sets down really, really nicely. I will say the finish upon first application, the finish and also the texture of this is not quite as glowy as the Vital Serum drops. I'm sure I completely screwed up that name, but the Westman Atelier drops. Those have a little bit more glow to them. This has a little bit more of like a subtle glow. Yeah, very nice. It's so interesting. It's like when I first squeezed it out, it had a really thin texture. So I thought it was just gonna be like really serum-y. But now that I started working it into my face, it actually feels like a lotion almost. Very nice. And I think this 4 light is perfect for my skin tone. So if you do use me as reference, I would go with 4 light. So there are, I think I'm counting this correctly, there are 19 shades. That feels so odd. I feel like they could have gone with 20 or 18. Anyway, they have 19 shades and they look to, at least from what I can tell on the website, they look to have a really nice range between the very, very light shades and the deepest, darkest shades. So that's nice to see. Let's take a look at some of these claims. So 100% of participants showed significant improvement in skin elasticity after 6 weeks of use. So I guess we're speaking to the skincare that's in here. 100% of participants showed significant improvement in skin moisture after 12 hours of wear. Very interesting. And this is based on a clinical trial of 33 females aged 35 to 66. 97% of participants showed significant improvement in the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles after 6 weeks of use. Melts onto skin, healthy glow, feels hydrated and nourished, does not look cakey after 12 hours of wear, etc., etc. Okay, well, all of that sounds very, very promising. Look at the finish of this. It's beautiful. Now, what I will do is I'm not going to do a 12-hour wear test. I am doing something later today, which is a total surprise. I will be vlogging it. So I can't film later. You'll understand why in that vlog, and you'll probably see posts or whatever. Anyway, so I am going to post something before I leave for that. So that will give me 1, 2, 3, 4, about a 5-hour wear test. I'm so sorry. But I will say I really, really like the finish of this so far. It looks luminous and slightly glowy, but I don't feel like I look too oily. I don't feel like I look too shiny. My skin just looks really, really plump and juicy. That's what I have to say. That's what I think is so far the most impressive about this, is that I feel like it's actually made my skin look healthier versus just sort of covering up and blanking everything out. I feel like my skin looks like really pliable. Okay, now I do have the Victoria Beckham concealer, and I have this in shade L1. I just want to see how this looks over it. You know, how it looks, how it behaves over this foundation. I would imagine that they developed all of these products to work well with one another, but you never know sometimes. Anyway, this concealer also has that TFC8 skincare blend in here. So I imagine this is going to work well together. I'm just going to use my finger. Oh, nice. You know, I have to admit, this was not my favorite concealer when I tried it for the first time. It was okay. It was okay. But it wasn't like, oh, wow, I have found a new favorite concealer. But this, over this these foundation drops, this looks much better. Much, much better. I feel like the foundation underneath is like really helping it like sit on my skin a little bit more smoothly. So that's nice. And there's a decent amount of coverage. And the texture of this concealer I like too. There's like a little bit of tackiness. So it doesn't really like move or anything, which is nice. All right, so I did also order the new Color Wash. These are those blush drops, and I got it in the shade Coral. And I'm so curious about these. I feel like these are either gonna be great or awful. So they're like a clear liquid, not clear, like a translucent liquid. Very, very thin, and I guess it has like a little pipette here. I wasn't sure like what the applicator was doing. Oh, it does actually pick up product. So yeah, it has this metal ball at the end, and I was like, is it just kind of like picking up product? But no, it's actually sucking it in. That's nice, Michelle. It's actually sucking it in there. Okay, so what I have seen Vicky B do is she just drops a few like right onto her cheeks, and then she just blends it in with her fingers. She makes it look very easy, very Victoria Beckham. So that's what I'm gonna do. The same thing. Oh yeah, so when you like depress the button here, you see the product kind of drop down over the ball. That's actually pretty cool. I mean, it is a color wash, so it's not gonna be super pigmented, which is nice. Okay, this is actually working out a lot better than I thought. Ooh, that was a heavy drop. Let's see if that blends out. So I'm just gonna read off of the site here. It says this is a long wear watercolor inspired flush in 3 energizing shades and delivered in a refreshing skin loving formula. This water light tint soaks into skin with a diffused bloom of color that looks like it's naturally rising from within. You guys, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. I really thought maybe this was going to be a disaster between like the texture, that dispenser. I thought it was going to be kind of gimmicky. I was like, watercolor, okay, whatever. It really is quite nice, and that was really easy to use. Wow, okay, let's see if we can reproduce that on the other cheek. I'm going to start off light, and it definitely is playing well with these other products on my face. That was my other issue. I was like, is this just gonna like make everything underneath look a little blotchy or whatever? It has not done that. It hasn't like lifted up the foundation or anything. And this dispenser slash applicator is so much better than I thought. Yeah, this is really pretty. Oh, now I have to get that other shade. They have, what is this, flushed. So they have one that's a little bit more pink. This is coral, which is warmer, a little bit more orangey. I think I need a little bit more on this side. And you know what else I like? I thought for sure, because you know these products, like it gets goopy right around the top here. It's not, it's still, it's like easy to pull in and out and it doesn't leave like a lot of gunk up there. Yeah, these are a lot nicer than I thought in every way. Packaging, formula. Okay, oh, so pretty. Love that. Okay, Vicky B. Looking good, looking good. And this foundation it's really like melding onto my skin nicely. And for those of you who don't know out there, I have very dry skin, very, very dry skin. So if you have dry skin, I would say it's gonna work really nicely. But I will be back. I will be back in about 5 hours and I will definitely follow up then. I was gonna put on like a full face, but I don't think I'm gonna do that because I really wanna like hone in on the foundation and the concealer and see how all of this kind of wears over the next few hours. So anyway, let's see what this looks like in about 5 hours. Okay, it is 5 hours later. Again, apologies, I'm not doing like a full day wear test because I've got to get to an appointment and I won't be able to film later. You will, you'll know what I'm talking about soon enough. Anyway, I had to change too for this appointment. Okay, let me take a close look here because I haven't even gotten a chance to do it. I've been running around kind of packing my bag and taking care of Butters before I need to leave for the rest of the day. But so far, okay, first, this blush is great. Blush is great. No fading. Again, we're just at the 5 hour mark. This foundation looks just a little bit funky on the tip of my nose here, where for my face, this is the oiliest. Probably for a lot of you, this is the oiliest part of my skin. So I do feel like it is, I don't know, kind of like picking up or settling into pores here. But in the larger pores that I have over here, which is less oily, it looks okay. So maybe like the big pore oily skin combination is not the best right here. I do see a little bit of fading just around my mouth because I did have breakfast, I had some coffee, all that kind of stuff. I was wiping my mouth, so I do see a little bit of fading around there. And that's about it. Otherwise, some of my other problem areas is around here. Sometimes I'll get a lot of caking. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because that's where there's like a lot of movement to my face, or it's just this skin over here, you know, around the eyebrows is like a little bit different. And also here, I have some like eczema scarring, and sometimes foundation will kind of like, I don't know, settle into, I don't know, the texture there a little bit differently. Not that I have like raised texture there, but it just feels a little different, the skin, almost like very, very subtle scar tissue. Anyway, the foundation is sitting beautifully up there. I actually don't even see any sort of difference on how it applied over like my normal forehead skin and my eczema scarring. And then, yeah, here it looks great. It doesn't look any different. Looks great around my eyes. The concealer is still sitting under my eyes very nicely. And like I mentioned before, I do feel like this concealer works with this foundation better than any of the other foundations I've tried it over. So maybe this combination is the winning combo. Yeah, my only issue I would say is just right here on the tip of my nose. It just looks a little bit, you can like kind of see my pores. And of course, I'm like staring deep into a magnifying mirror here. I think if you were just talking to me, you wouldn't notice. And I do have a lot of dry skin right now underneath my nostrils here because allergies, blowing my nose, all that kind of stuff. So it's clinging there, but I don't blame the foundation for that. It's just dry skin, and that's gonna happen. Well, I think in the future, I will definitely be like putting it on and wearing it all day and being able to do like a wear test for you and all of that stuff. But after 5 hours, it is quite nice. And it's not like I've worked out or anything, but I have been like running around a lot. I don't know if I've broken into a sweat or anything like that, but I have been active. I have been active this morning, trying to get myself together. But yeah, so far so good. I really, really like the way it makes my skin look, like my actual skin look, not just like my complexion and not just the tone and the evening out, but it really does make my skin look more plump, healthier, and like elastic in a way. It's really interesting, actually. So those are my thoughts. Let me know what your thoughts are. If you've tried this, please share your experience down below in my comment section. We'd love to hear from you, especially if you have a different skin type than mine. If you have like normal or oily or combo skin or whatever, please let us know. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe down below if you haven't already. Definitely subscribe down below if you want to see what appointment I'm running to this afternoon. So yeah, that vlog will be coming up very soon. Okay guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.